Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It has been a hot minute since I have recorded a voiceover. I had mic issues and then just the schedule got packed, but we're back in it. We're having fun, and we're also kind of excited because I've had these next few videos that I'm going to do voiceover on, sitting on my desktop for weeks. I still, kept recording, but because of the mic issues, I just never sat down to troubleshoot it. So this will be kind of a fun experience revisiting these. But we're building a little girl's room today. 3 little girls. I didn't really have a plan going into it, so there's a lot of back and forth. I knew I wanted to use platforms, and then I got really confused with the platforms. I do remember that. I don't remember how much of that I left in the build. Also, there was at one point where I don't know what I did. I'm sure it was something I did, but no beds would place. Nothing would work, and I was like, we just have to leave the lot and come back. But I did spend too long troubleshooting that. Anyways, I don't remember how much of that I left in. Point being, though, it's a little girl's room, and it's gonna be really cute, and it's kind of inspired by the fact that one of my cousins is having her 3rd little girl. I kind of think secretly they were hoping for a boy because they have 2. They have a 5-year-old who I now teach writing lessons to, which is so fun, and they have a little 4-year-old who keeps reminding me that when she's 5 she gets to take writing lessons. But they're such a kick in the pants to be around, and now they have a little one on the way, and I'm very excited. Coming up very, very near due. I have another cousin who's having another little girl, so I have so many cousins who has a little, Bradley has 2 now. Anyways, they're such sweethearts. It's so fun having all these little girls running around. They're technically my second cousins, but we kind of almost have an aunt-niece relationship. And anyways, point being, I was very inspired by my sweet little girly girls running around, and how to do this build. So this is a little girl's room set up for 3 kids. So you could easily trade out for a toddler's bed. I didn't. I'm not a huge fan of toddlers in this game. Or you can have triplets, or you can have 3 slightly different aged kids. I say this every time I make a kid's room, but I kind of wish, this was me trying to see how small I could get the platform. I do remember this part. I kind of wish kids had more range in their ages, because it feels like toddler is really well defined, but then kid is kind of just this indeterminate, maybe 9-year-old stage, and then teenagers we won't even talk about. But I would love it if kids as they, I don't know how they would do it, but as they went through the age, got older, if that makes sense. But anyways, 3 little girls. It's very pink and purple. It's very stereotypical. It does look like I kept a lot of the troubleshooting in, which I sometimes cut out if I'm really, really struggling, if it takes more than about 10-15 minutes to figure out. But I try to leave some of it in, because a lot of times what I end up doing when I have an idea for a build, but I'm this was taken from real life or something, is I'll try to research it. And what I have found is a lot of Sims builds and stuff have the trial and error cut out, which is great. If you're just watching for entertainment, that's fantastic. But there's a lot of times where I'm man, that would have been really helpful so that I don't have to live through that. And when I was starting the channel, my brother was you should keep a bunch of your struggles in, because you aren't the only one struggling, and it would be very helpful for other people to see. And I was yeah, you make a good point. So I tried to be mindful of, if this is helpful troubleshooting, I'll keep it in, and if it's not helpful troubleshooting, I try to take it out. But I don't know how helpful it all is. Anyways, I think this is how the platform ends up staying. It might grow one more. I tried to give each little bed its own little cozy space. In a perfect world, each little kid would get a canopy. This was me setting out rooms. Side note, when you continually use a sim to do room builds over and over again, they get really cranky about it. So off in the distance, you'll see I give him a kitchen and stuff. So when I'm not in build mode, I can send him off to go do things, so he's not cranky during testing. What was I going on about? Oh my goodness. Yeah, for me it's really helpful to see people troubleshoot, and so I've been trying to leave some of my troubleshooting in so that other people can watch the videos and be okay, so you can have a platform like that, but not like that, or that just was the game broken, so I should go back and try that again. Because, for example, I think the A-frame house will have already gone out by the time you see this one, and I struggled really, really hard with that build, and I couldn't find any definitive answers online, which is probably just my Google flu failing. But I was man, I wish I knew that this stuff worked or it didn't work, so I could stop fussing with it, because I fussed with it for hours. And so shortly there will be a video going up that's me showing what I was intending to do, if that makes sense. But yeah, I went with peaches and pinks and purples. It's very typical, stereotypical little girl's room. I want to do a little boy's version. And obviously this could be a little boy's version. Like, I'm not saying it, you know, but in my head I built it for 3 very girly little girls, and I think that's okay. And I filled the whole space with lots of different dot rugs and stuff. My one kind of beef with, like, you can kind of see it, I wish walls, when it was like the end wall, would go all the way like into the next tile, because the walls are a little bit thicker than the lines obviously on the grid, and you can see how it causes an issue. And I know I could put columns there, and I think I end up putting a column there in the end, but it still just doesn't look great, you know? I wish walls could kind of finish themselves a little bit nicer. But yeah, I really like how this ends up working out. I know in real life, absolutely, the girls would fight over who gets the platform bed. I have no idea how my cousin will work that out. I don't have kids, but I think it's kind of a cool room either way. I still maintain I would put, like, in real life, like those mosquito net canopies that we all had growing up. At least everyone I knew. We lived in the Pacific Northwest. We really didn't have a need for mosquito netting over our bed, but we all had mosquito net canopies. I know a friend of mine, hers was pink and purple. Mine was a really soft white, and it matched my curtains. I had a friend who was yellow. It was that and like butterflies on your curtains were like the big thing where I lived. But I would put those on to make it more, because it's kind of got almost a little bit of like a fairy tale jungle theme, more like forest. But anyways, yeah, each girl has a little desk, each girl has a little journal. I do put chairs in eventually. I don't remember what makes it into the video or if I remembered during screenshots. I don't think that's the light that scares away monsters, but you could put a light that scares away monsters in that place, and it would prevent the kids running out to the parents all of the time, because with 3 kids, I imagine that would be very annoying. There's also similar swatches in this bed frame where you could do different linens for the bedding, but I just chose to have them all match. Yeah, there's the column, but see, even then the little doohickey, the topper bit, it doesn't just stick all the way through. It's just interesting. It's an interesting choice. I don't know how hard that would be to implement. It's an interesting choice. One tablet, which could cause a fight, but I like to think these girls know how to share. Decorated up with an inch of its life with all kinds of fun stuff. Also, that dollhouse is sized down. I think I've mentioned it before. I learned this fairly recently because, like I said, I don't do a lot of kids' rooms. I think I said that in another video, and now I've done like 3 kids' rooms. But anyways, you can size down the dollhouse because their interactions with it don't actually interact with the dollhouse itself. Like, they pull little dolls out and like wiggle them around in front, so it doesn't change the animation or break the animation in any appreciable way, at least that I've seen. But yeah, I think it turned out to be kind of cool. I think my friends and I would have loved this room when we were little. I'm the only girl. I have a little brother. I don't think he'd have cared for this room much, but I really like how it turned out. I had fun with it, and I can't wait to put it in an actual house and see little ones running around in it. But I will leave you all here. I hope you're having a great day. I'm excited to be back to recording, and I will talk to y'all very, very soon.